The leader of the gang was President Obama. He's guilty. It's not a question. I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty.
Donald Trump stooping to an ugly new low, even for him. He's making a claim that will be heard the world over, reviving an old and familiar and rather tired tactic of accusing a perceived political enemy of treason. Only this time, the subject was his first-term predecessor, former President Barack Obama.
When words become weapons and politics turns into a battlefield, on a quiet afternoon in Washington, D.C., inside the iconic Oval Office, a symbol of American power, former President Donald Trump made a statement that shocked political observers nationwide. The leader of the gang was President Obama. He's guilty. This is treason. Such a declaration is more than symbolic. In the U.S. legal system, treason is one of the most serious crimes punishable by death. But the greater concern is not legal, it is strategic. When a former president accuses his predecessor, still a highly respected figure among many Democrats, of the gravest offense against the nation, it's not just rhetoric. It's a weapon of speech, a political strike, a deliberate move to steer attention away from other surrounding scandals. A shocking claim, and the red card played against Obama. Trump didn't stop after his initial declaration. He doubled down. They tried to steal the election. This was treason. Every word you can think of applies. No evidence, no investigation, no court proceedings. And yet, the gravity of the accusation cannot be dismissed. Tulsi Gabbard, former Democrat congresswoman and current director of national intelligence under Trump, echoed the claim, stating that Obama-era officials hid evidence that Russia didn't interfere in the 2016 election, accusing them of seditious conspiracy. Gabbard's statement directly contradicts the conclusions of multiple intelligence agencies, bipartisan, Senate reports, and even early Trump-era officials. Russia actively worked to damage Hillary Clinton's campaign and support Trump's election. What the evidence says, bipartisan findings and intelligence consensus. In 2020, the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee, led by Republican Senator Marco Rubio, released a lengthy report stating, Russia ran an influence campaign during the 2016 election. The campaign aimed to harm Hillary Clinton, help Donald Trump, and undermine U.S. democratic processes. There was no evidence of vote tampering or ballot manipulation. Even John Ratcliffe, Trump's own CIA director, did not challenge those findings. As NBC News noted, Ratcliffe's review did not refute the assessment that Russia sought to interfere in the election. President Obama himself addressed the matter back on the 16th of December, 2016. We have not seen evidence of machines being tampered with. The votes that were cast were counted. They were counted appropriately. From day one, the intelligence focus was on influence operations, not vote manipulation. Gabbard and Trump's claims are not only misleading, but directly contradict the established record. Tulsi Gabbard's reversal and the cost of political ambition. Gabbard once publicly warned about Russian troll farms and election interference. In an interview with Joe Rogan, she stated, "Foreign actors trying to influence our elections is wrong. The American people need to know where this information is coming from." End of. But now, she accuses the Obama administration of treason. The dramatic shift in position has led critics like Congressman Jim Himes to conclude that Gabbard has sold her political soul for influence. The contrast between her past warnings and current alliances speaks volumes about the politicization of national security. When language incites violence, and the 6th of January proves it. Speaking with MSNBC's Nicolle Wallace, Congressman Jim Himes offered a chilling reminder. When you say someone is a traitor and that's a crime punishable by death, you have to ask, who is going to die because of that lie? That question is not hypothetical. On the 6th of January, 2021, a violent mob stormed the Capitol, some chanting to hang the vice president. That chaos was fueled by conspiracy theories and lies, many originating from Trump himself. Now, with similar rhetoric returning, Himes warns the same danger looms again. A small percentage of people are crazy enough to act on these words, and it's already happened once right here. The growing list of those labeled traitors. Obama is not the first person Trump has accused of treason. The list includes General Mark Milley, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs; Liz Cheney, former congresswoman critical of Trump post the 6th of January; Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, FBI agents involved in the Russia probe; Miles Taylor, former DHS chief of staff under Trump. What do they share in common? They all chose the Constitution over loyalty to Trump. Trump sees that as betrayal and brands them as enemies of the state. Epstein's shadow and the art of distraction. Why now? Why is Trump suddenly accusing Obama of treason? Many political observers believe the answer lies in distraction. The Epstein scandal, especially Trump's own connections, is flaring up again. Trump promised to release Epstein files, but handled it so poorly that even his base grew restless. Trump dragged America down the conspiracy rabbit hole because he couldn't manage the scandal he created. A columnist at The Atlantic wrote, "When scandal grows, Trump doesn't explain, he attacks, and Obama, ever symbolic, ever polarizing, is his favorite target." Can the Justice Department resist political pressure? If Trump returns to power, could his administration try to prosecute Barack Obama? Congressman Himes believes some officials, like Pam Bondi, may attempt such moves to stay in power, but there's still hope. The judiciary, so far, even Trump-appointed judges have rejected baseless claims. Himes noted, the courts are still standing. They are laughing these cases out of court. The justice system, he says, remains the last line of defense against authoritarian overreach. In a democracy, irresponsible speech is more dangerous than silence. The accusation of treason against Obama isn't based on fact. It's a political maneuver, a shiny object tossed into the media cycle to distract, divide, and dominate. But in a democracy, where words have weight, this tactic is more dangerous than it appears. Because when words are used as weapons without accountability, they can kill not just people, but trust, legitimacy, rule of law. The very institutions that hold a democracy together. There likely won't be a courtroom trial against Barack Obama, but there could be something worse: the slow death of truth and the normalization of weaponized lies. The next question is not whether Trump will lie again. He will. The real question is, will America still listen?